Hello my friends and welcome back to Let's Talk Diabetes with Anthony. In today's video, do you know what an A1C test is? Do you know why your doctor does this A1C test? Do you know what they're looking for? Well, I'll be answering all those questions in this video. Plus during the end of the video, I'll be going over my latest A1C test score and I'll be talking about the steps that I had to take to get there and what I have to keep doing to stay there. But as always, my channel is not sponsored by any company. My main concern is its content, where I post videos once a week on YouTube trying to inform people about diabetes and how dangerous this disease is because it affects our overall health. How do I know this? Well, it's because I'm type 2 diabetic myself and I know exactly what you are going through. So let's begin. First of all, the doctor is doing this test to find out two things. Number one, how your blood sugar is doing over a 3-month period of time. Number two, if you're already type 2 diabetic, they want to find out how your current treatment is going. If everything is fine, then they're not going to make any changes. If it's worse, then they're going to make some changes. Now, like I said, this test is done to see how your blood sugar is doing over a 3-month period of time. They're looking to see how much glycation is happening in your body. What does this mean? Well, how much sugar is being attached to your red blood cells. Now, we all know that after we eat, there's going to be like sugar attached to your red blood cells. If you're not diabetic, this is great. But if you're diabetic, there's going to be way too much, and this is a problem because red blood cells transport oxygen throughout our whole body. Now, red blood cells, what happens normally is they die off after 3 months. But if you're diabetic, these cells that have all the sugar clutched up in there, they're going to be floating around your system for a long time and preventing oxygen from flowing through, right? And this is going to be a problem because when there's less oxygen going through, your body is going to start to go through some serious issues. Now, at this point in time, we're going to say, well, could you please explain what numbers I should be at? So if you're looking at the chart now that's being posted on your screen, I'll be going over the numbers for you. So if you get your A1C done and your test score comes between 5.1 and 5.7%, because these tests are measured in percentage, you're still not diabetic. You're pretty good. But you should get these tests done every 6 months. Now, if you start to wiggle over to about 6.0 to 6.5, then the doctor will say, well, you know what? You're type 2, you're pre-diabetic, which is true. You're still in the safe zone, but in my opinion, myself, I'd rather be in the 5s club. The quicker you get to the 5s club, the less damage you're doing to your body, right? Now, if you're type 2 diabetic and you're treating it with diet and exercise, a safe number for you should be between 7.0 and 7.3%. But, like I just said, if you're in the 5s club, you're doing much better. So right now, my friends, this is what you've been waiting for. I'm going to tell you my latest A1C test result. Are you ready? Here it goes. 5.2. This is great, my friends, at least for me. Why? Because I'm only treating my type 2 diabetes with diet and exercise. But I had to take big steps to get to this number. And they were huge steps. I'll list them for you, which ones I had to do. Number one, change my diet. Yeah, I know, diet, but you know what? It plays a big role in your health, trust me. Number two, started intermittent fasting. Yeah, I get that too. Number three, exercise. Number four, stress. All these play a big factor, but there's one in there that plays the biggest factor, and I'll tell you at the end which one it is. So, diet. I had to change that big time. I started by reducing my carbs to 50 grams per day. That's right, friends. 50 grams per day, not per meal. And I had to give up all those great tasting carbs. You know, the breads, pastas, the potatoes, you know, all the oven baked goodies, the salty snacks, the sugary snacks, all that kind of stuff. Even beverages, all of them, even your alcoholic beverages. I was never a drinker, but that was easy. Now, this took lots of time to do because It's a habit. When you've been doing something for a long time, they say you form a habit. So when you want to start to change it, it's going to take twice as long to do this. But with a lot of hard work and a big scare in the butt with a high A1C number, you'll do it. Some of us will, right? Then the next one was intermittent fasting. Oh, this was probably the hardest for me to do than actually changing the diet, believe it or not. But you take baby steps. I failed many times, but I kept trying. I added an hour every week, started with 8 hours, then it became 9 hours. But I got to the point where now I'm doing 16 hours a day, plus I eat 2 meals a day and at a 6 hour window where I don't eat at all. So I'm doing more than 16 hours, right? You do the math. So then the next one became exercise. Oh yeah, we know that. We already know that exercise plays a big important role in our health for cardiovascular and muscle, but it also plays a big role for diabetes. But I was already doing a lot of exercise, believe it or not. I was doing cardiovascular because that's important for your heart and your circulation. But I realized that the more cardiovascular I was doing, the more my appetite increased. Now, if you're not diabetic, this is great. But if you're diabetic, you can't have an appetite that increases. Because the more you eat, the more your blood sugar goes up. We all know that. I mean, it's common sense. So I started to add weight training, weightlifting. I combined the two, started to do more weight training. Because as your muscles get bigger, they need more energy to function, run, control. And this is going to be going on 24 hours, 7 days a week, as long as you keep building your muscles. This is awesome. And I wasn't my appetite remained steady. It didn't keep going up. Find out what the best exercise is good for you, according to your health right now. Speak to your doctor. They'll set up a special plan for you. And start doing something is better than nothing. And the last one, stress. Yep. This was another one. I didn't think it affected our insides, right? Our overall health. I just thought it was a word. But no, my friends, it does. For example, when your body's stressed out, your cortisol spikes up. Your blood pressure goes up. Your cholesterol goes up. And yes, your blood sugar goes up. Because your body's trying to keep you alive and it keeps pushing up more sugar into your body. This is no good, friends. Now, as long as you have general anxiety, everyday anxiety, and your doctor tells you that, then you could start making changes. Now, what changes do I mean? Find out what's pissing you off. That's right. It's usually something that's pissing you off, and you're doing it over and over, and you don't really realize it. I found out what was pissing me off. People. Certain kind of people. I was a people pleaser. You know what? The only kind of people that just came to you when they wanted something done, needed a favor, and then you never saw them before. You're just trying to do this because you know what? That's how you were raised, to be nice to people. But it was affecting my health. So I started to eliminate these kind of people slowly out of my life. I still associate with them, but not too close, right? I started it off by not replying to their text messages when they asked for something. Avoiding their phone calls. Then when they realized they weren't getting anything back from me, they started to step away. And that's, my friend, when you realized they're not your real friends. The next thing that I got rid of was those energy zapping vampires. You know, the ones that drain your energy for their own reasons. There's a word for that, right? I think you know what we're talking about. They call you just to dump on you. Yak. Then when you try to give them some advice, as long as it's the advice that they want to hear, they'll listen. But if it's not what they want, well, you know what? They just hang up the phone. It's true. It happened before, just recently. So run on to hell with them. I started off by slowly, again, pushing them away. Not answering their calls, not returning their messages. If there were different kind of messages such as how's it going, I would reply or anything else. But when they started to ask questions or wanting me to know about how the day went, I wouldn't reply. So they got the message. So my friend, the trick here is find out the root cause. Because when you find out the root cause, you could fix the problem as long as it's not a serious health issue. Now, out of all these steps that I took to get to my A1C number, which one is the most important? Well, diet. That's right, my friends, diet. It is, because what we eat reflects on how we feel. I started to get rid of all those carbs, and my numbers started to get better. I started to feel better, more energy. I didn't have to take any cholesterol pills or blood pressure pills. But I had to get a serious health scare to kick my you-know-what. But usually most people have to. I hope you don't have to get your butt kicked to start doing things about your health, right? Don't be stubborn. Alright, that's it for now. Keep sending me your comments. Send me your comments on what you did to get rid of that stress issue, what was pissing you off, and let me know how you feel, if you feel better or not. Keep sharing, keep hitting the like button, and as always, all carbs turn to sugar. Alright, that's it for this week. We'll see you in the next video. Have a great week. Bye.